All right, looks like we're live, guys. Good morning. Welcome to another morning convo here on Sleuth Intuition. Keep getting all this feedback in my microphone, and I keep forgetting that your cell phone, if you put it too close to your mic or something, it'll create feedback or interference. All right. Looks like we got a full room this morning. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. I know I am. Coffee number 2. There's literally like nothing on my plate. 2 meetings, boom, done. Some more yard work. My backyard is a mess. We had like back-to-back rainstorms a couple weeks back and turned my backyard into a rainforest. So I'm knee deep in weed whacker debris and weed killer. I'm spraying the shit out of everything. Let's see. Who do we got here today? Wow, there is a lot of you guys here. Bird Blue, what's up? Return the diamonds. Hashtag sleuth strong. Ooh, I like that. I wonder what that could be. Jinx, Marlowe, I love marbles. Copper Horse, what's up? Radar, how you doing? Jinx 13. What a lucky name. See, we got Susie. What's up? Patricia, Kelly, Phil Bond, Melissa, Kevin. Good to see all you guys. Rhonda. And Jill Moser. What's up? There's a Frank Meister. I was just talking with you, Frank. Julianne, Miss Stang. What up? Judy P says, don't do weed chemicals. It's bad. Yeah, it feels bad. Like I feel like if I get a little bit on my fingers, no matter how much I wash it off, I can still kind of like smell it. And I'm like, man, I hope this shit ain't like that Roundup giving me cancer. That wouldn't be good. But yeah, it's definitely hardcore. It's very effective. Literally, I'll spray and then a year will go by and then boom, I'll get hit with weeds. So it's like effective for an entire year almost, maybe like 8 or 9 months. It's pretty good. Hey, Kelly. Unmasked Truth, hello. Good morning. Good to see you guys. Night Shadow, hello. Judy Bodine says, recently discovered Sleuth 2. You're singing my song, brother. Yep. And we will be live on Channel 2 later. I accidentally scheduled it yesterday. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize. But we will be live tonight. If you guys like to get into that political banter and you're not easily triggered, that's what that channel's for. We don't do any of that stuff here. This is not a political channel. But Channel 2, whew. But today we are going to be talking about the Delphi case. I have a lot that I want to talk about. I don't know where to begin. So I think we're going to start here. And I'll just grab this note right off my little notepad here. No, not motivation. We'll talk about that. They had no clue that Keegan Klein or Anthony Schatz, forget Keegan Klein, that Anthony Schatz even existed. I would even say by the 15th. Law enforcement had no clue. May have had him on a piece of paper, but there was nothing that stood out about the whole Anthony Shots aspect or that profile. What do you guys think about that? If you think that's true, put a 1 in the comments. If you think it's BS, put a 2. So if you're on team number 2, you think that law enforcement was fully aware of it, it was pointed out to them, multiple people said, hey, look. Or if you're team 1, you think they had no clue. Well, at least not until the ski mask incident. I just want to know where we're at before I start spewing out information. Hey, what's up, Purdue? Jessica, howdy. Howdy. Phil says Channel 2 is over the top. Yeah, if you're a hardcore liberal, you might not like it. But I need more people from that side of things to kind of call in and chime in and, set us straight. We need to correct each other, I think. We're not doing that anymore. We're not working together. Okay, so we're getting mixed 2s and 1s here, but I'm seeing mainly 2s. So you're saying that it is very possible that they had that already. They're like, yep, we've had multiple family members, we'd had friends bring this account to our attention. Once we were provided access to certain electronic devices, yep, we ourselves noticed Anthony Shots. Really unmasked on 1.5. Really? You're going to do that to me? Miss Persevere, do you think that law enforcement knew about Anthony Shots right after the murders? 14th, 15th, they're like, yep, we're fully aware of this Anthony Shots and that it's a suspicious account. Punching a 2 if you agree with that. If you believe that they did not, go ahead and punch in a 1. I believe that it was the ski mask incident that led to the uncovering of the Anthony Shots profile. That's team number 1 right there. 2+++. Hey, Heather, Robin, Buddy, Rhonda. Miss Thanks says I'll change my answer to 1. Mostly 2. Did they go to KK home day after? No, they did not. Hey, my wrench. Still number 2. Law enforcement said they knew about Libby talking to Anthony Shots before the murders. I Love Marvel says, I feel like they didn't know until the ski mask. All right. Team 1. I think Sister told them that she was talking to Anthony Shots. I don't think she told anybody. I think she spoke to Anthony Shots and said, hey, have you heard from Libby? But I think she was going down a list of anybody that had spoken with her, or at least that's the way I understand it. Kind of in passing. Okay, nothing. Okay, let me move on. Hey, have you seen Libby? No, I haven't talked to her. Okay, let me go check this with this person. Hey, Libby, we haven't heard from Libby. Have you heard anything from her? No. Hey, what's up, Rory? Hey, my buddy, how long after did they go there? What do you mean? How long after did they go there? Oh, to Kagan Klein's? They searched his home on the 25th. Now, the ski mask incident happened on the 20th. And the second that they found out about the Anthony shots and who Keegan Klein was, they would have raided the home, right? But no, the very next day they left to Las Vegas. But what happened the day they came back from Las Vegas? Search warrant. Or maybe the FBI were looking at Anthony shots before LNA incident. I don't think so. Judy P says, how would you know about Anthony shots unless her sister told her about him? In my opinion, the ski mask incident. Somebody who knew Libby and also knew Anthony shots made the connection after somebody perpetrated, I don't know, we'll call it the ski mask incident, looking through a window after using the Anthony shots account to ask for an address and or didn't, I don't know if they asked, but they were provided an address and were told to come hang out. But when the young teenager who sent the address was coming home, now whether it was from school, that part could be a lie, you know, who knows? Maybe she was walking home. Maybe she was at home, you know. Maybe he was actually caught on a camera. They don't want to expose that fact. They don't have to be completely honest, but I do believe it is a real incident. They say that there's a police report. Some of the family members deny it, say either it's not true or the story's been stretched. Miss Thang with the super sticker. Thank you so much. And also Vanessa, I don't know if she's in the chat, but she hit up the merch shop, got a hoodie this morning. So shout out to her and shout out to Miss Thang and all the new members too. Hope you guys didn't miss the panel with Fig Solves and Alex Voorhees. That was a good one. What's in a name? I'm awake early enough to catch a morning live for once. LOL. Well, glad you made it. Oh, I see what you're asking. I'm switching my answer to a hard one. They've had to have had probable cause to any searches or make any arrests, right? Well, apparently, I mean, it could have just been as easy as, you know, people asking, well, you know, she's missing. Well, now they're found to be murdered. You guys seen any, you know anything? Well, yeah, she was supposed to meet this guy. What guy? Oh, well, his name's this, and he, you know, he goes by Anthony Shots. But what the point I'm trying to make is, look, these two girls were murdered in the woods, and at that point, why would they ever suspect that there's some Anthony Shots guy? You know, nobody's even thinking that it has anything to do. I know they said Snapchat murders at the beginning, but the reason they said Snapchat murders is because the only real evidence they had were these two Snapchat photos, right? They had Libby's photos, the one of the bridge pointing towards the south end, and then the other one of Abby where she's kind of walking. And in my opinion, it's proof that she didn't look comfortable on that bridge. Radar with the super chat. Your next Starbucks, bud. I had to rewatch last night. Great panel. Thank you. Yep, that's going to cover my triple shot espresso. Hey, what's up, Ruckus? Good to see you, buddy. Sassy Sonia. Hello, everyone. Glad I didn't miss this. Yeah, let's go back to what Frank brought up. The Russian lady talking with KK is strange. Yeah, one thing that Alex Voorhees brought up um, yesterday was he said, okay. He's like, this is gonna feed all you snuff film theory people out there. And I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of in that group. Not that I'm think that that's what happened. To me, it's beginning to appear that that could be the motivation. Because I mean, you try to figure out what the hell would motivate somebody to do something like this. Usually it's money or drugs or revenge, right? Passion, crime of passion, crime of revenge, something personal, or you're motivated by money. And you really don't know the real motivation because somebody's just dangling a bag of money or drugs in front of you. You know, you don't know what their sick motivation is. They're just like, hey, do this and that with the body, and I'll pay you this. You know, and it's like a carrot being dangled. So when you see this crime happen, there's absolutely no reason to be like, oh, it's an online crime, right? You're going to think, okay, somebody passing through or somebody in that area, like a Ron Logan did it. That's common sense right there. There's absolutely nothing from what they seen at that crime scene that would be like, oh, well, you know, we need to go look at what was going on online. I'm sure they did. I'm sure that's the first thing that they did. But they would have to track down each and every person that Libby and Abby were talking to and interview them. It took them 6 months to figure out who and what and why people were at the trail that day. Not to mention, I believe, several sketches. And some of the sketches actually were of Mike Patty and some of the searchers. Can you believe that? Super sticker. Thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate that. Judy says, you'd be changing my mind. You're supposed to change my mind. Melissa says, when was Alex on? Yesterday for our members. It was pretty good. Him and Fig. Phantom, good to see you. Miss Persevere, they would have tracked Anthony Shots down if they knew about it. They find two girls brutally unalived. They're tearing things up to find answers. Right. They're searching Bicycle Road. They're searching Ron Logan. They're doing polygraphs. They said they've done, before they even searched Ron Logan, they said they did a dozen polygraphs. And we know 3 of those were just for Kelsey alone. So all these Kelsey accusers, like, that's the first thing that they're going to do. You know, the last person that was with her, of course they're going to check that out. They're going to clear that. Then they're going to clear all the people that were out on the trails, you know, friends and family that they were with, you know, the days, weeks leading up. And then they have to interview those people. They have to schedule all that. Then they have to re-interview them after they find inconsistencies or people recollect or recall some inconsistency in their own stories. So it's this long, tedious interview process. And in nowhere in that process did they get to the Anthony Shot stuff that first week, in my opinion. What's your opinion? Sleuth, you were gifted 5 new memberships by the Return the Diamonds. That is awesome. Return the Diamonds. So if you guys were gifted a membership, welcome, first and foremost. And you can thank Return the Diamonds. That was very thoughtful. And we actually have something in the works. I was just talking with this person this morning. So that's going to be a good interview for a members meeting. Does anybody know who the conservation officer is yet? No. But I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if that story is just a band-aid. Just a band-aid. Like, here, let's hold that there until, we get into court and think they might get some more, be able to clarify it at that time when they go through those proceedings. Maybe KK indirectly sent the killer and the girls up with Anthony Schott's account. KK figured it out, but did not know actual ID of the killer account user. Not sure. I feel like Keegan Klein was this, from what we've gathered, he's been catfishing since 2014, up until the murders, right? So he's basically a professional catfisher at that point. So if somebody else was targeting Libby for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of the location of the crime. They're like, the victim needs to be close to this location because maybe the location is important, maybe something to do with that bridge, crossing the bridge. We don't know the motivation, but they could have simply used Keegan Klein as a tool. Like, hey, I need you to do this, this, and that, and, catfish this girl. So he could have just been a pawn that somebody was using to get to her. Because if you listen in Keegan Klein's interview transcript, he talks a lot. And I don't know if you guys picked up on the nuance, but whenever he's talking about his father or anything that has to do with his father and technology, he's like, I had to step in and I had to do all the tech, I had to do all the tech stuff. I had to do his resume. Anything that had to do with computers or online, I stepped in and I helped him out there. So what I think he's talking about is he's not talking about his father. I think he's talking about, it's like a half truth. He may be talking about what he did for the killer. The killer was trying to do something. The killer was trying to accomplish something, but couldn't do it because of his inadequacies as far as technology, his age, and his experience with computers and emails and social media. Who does that remind you of? Who has like absolutely no footprint when it comes to computers? Judy says, do you think there are 3 people or 2 people involved in the murder? I think there was 2. I think there were 2 people out there. And I think somebody more in Keegan Klein's circle either is motivating these killers, or these killers are motivated already and they're using them to accomplish the murder, or they're all motivated together and they're working together and they're each playing their equal part. Yeah, that was nice, Diamonds, for you to do that. Donating memberships. Good timing too, because I plan on working a lot more on interviews and stuff like that. TTM, hey, they have to have all the IP addresses from Dropbox, right? I'm not sure about that. Abby's grandma, hello, super sticker. Thank you guys for showing so much love this morning. The channel needs it, so we appreciate you so much. Highly motivated today. Judy Bodine says, I think they knew there was a big problem with CSAM catfishing minors, but they hadn't connected the dots until ski mask murders. Yep, I agree. Sextortion and things like that is a huge problem in the United States. Check with your kids. These sickos, they get these young children to think that it's the end of the world. I have your world in the palm of my hands. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I will crush it. I will crush you and everything around you. They create this utter despair for the child, male and female. For all I know, this is happening to some adults, being blackmailed. Judy P says, only thing I'm confused is if KK, Richard Allen, and his dad were there, or even Ron Logan. Well, the strange thing, the thing that keeps tying Kagan Klein into the whole Delphi thing for me is the ski mask incident. For instance, Kagan Klein, he searched the family the day before. So on the 19th, he was searching on Facebook. He's like, okay. So the incident happened to a certain person, and that family of that certain person, Keegan Klein was searching them the day before the incident. Okay. So that was on the 19th of February. The 20th of February, which is, I think, something like President's Day or something. So them saying that she's coming back from school, I don't think that that was true. I think that she was either coming home, walking home, or somebody from an outside perspective was able to view somebody looking into that house. So when they called the cops and the cops showed up, they interviewed the people there, and the girl was like, yeah, well, the strange thing is I gave my address to this guy online, Anthony Schatz. And this Anthony Schatz guy, the really strange thing is was talking to Libby. And now this happened, and that's when the cops were like, oh shit. We're onto something here. We got something. Who is this Anthony Schatz guy? Oh, it's Keegan Klein. Okay, well, let's go get Keegan Klein. Let's give this information to a judge, and we'll go get Keegan Klein. So I think they already had a affidavit to search his phones or something. I don't know if that happened afterward, because there's a lot of information that's contained within their probable cause affidavit for arrest. And they have the digital forensics already returned. So I don't know if they were doing that while they were in Vegas, but I guarantee they were like, okay, Anthony Schatz is Keegan Klein. Keegan Klein trying to meet this girl. Who is this person? Okay, they find out who it is. Okay, this is, he's an online predator. Well, let's go get his ass. Well, he's in Las Vegas right now. The very day he comes back from Las Vegas, they serve a search warrant. That's why I think he's connected. Jessica says maybe someone blackmailed him to do it. The strange thing is, there's these stories in Indiana of things like that going on, like with the Schillmiller case, catfishing some people in Alaska to commit murder. There was a guy who hired, he was from Texas, and he hired somebody over there in Venezuela to commit murder and film it. So this stuff does happen. And that brings us to the motivation. We have a staged crime scene, and we know that staging is usually done by people who know their victims, and they're trying to throw off investigators, right? Well, I don't think that Richard Allen knew these victims, right? From what we understand, they could, but why is he hiding something that's not apparent? So that leads me to believe that the staging and the moving and all this weird stuff, it could still be to mislead law enforcement, but not to hide a relationship. To me, it's for another purpose. Okay, if there's no sexual assault, there's none of that, but they're moving, they're doing all this weird stuff. Why? Okay, well, then you have the Vegas stuff. And why is Keegan Klein in Vegas on a burner phone on the 23rd trying to meet somebody from Craigslist? And he flat out told investigators he was doing it for a drug dealer friend. He's like, I'm trying to move a huge amount of weight and make some money. It's simple. Well, first of all, you don't do that on Craigslist, and you don't meet people you don't know, because you'll get robbed. Anybody knows that. Anybody that's dealing with street level people knows that you'll get robbed quickly. So he's not meeting anybody about drugs. That's another half truth. And why on a burner phone? Kate says, yeah, somehow Anthony Schott's account was used in all of this. Richard Allen's wife Facebook post does show Richard Allen doing something on phone or whatever in a car when she sneaks up on him and he shoots her a dirty look. It looked like he was on like a crossword puzzle. But he did look suspect. I think I have that. I could pop that up on the screen real quick. I should have it. Oh yeah, here it is. I think this is what you're talking about, right? He's like, oh shit. It's the cops. Oh shit, it's Derek German. Probably what he's really afraid of. Oh shit, it's Mike. Living in fear. Joey Lowell. Hi, Sleuth. Hope you're having a great day. Love your channel. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate it. Return the diamonds. Thank you so much for handing out those memberships like that. Yes, very big problem. Kids are scared of getting in trouble with their parents. I mean, a lot of this young suicide and stuff like that that's going on out there might be caused from stuff like that. This weird blackmail, online blackmail, things that they feel like they can't talk about. KK charges make me feel even more that he wasn't involved in Delphi. When you say his charges, you mean him pleading guilty? Oh, Jill. Jill got hooked up. Nice. Rhonda says a cult. Yeah, ritualistic. That could answer for the motivation part of all of this. Were they motivated by power through what they thought was magic, I guess? We're going to do a magical ritual. And it's weird, but groups do lose, their grip on reality. Kind of get lost in this place. Was flannel shirt guy? Hey, Charlie, was flannel shirt guy given a polygraph since he was in close proximity to the crime during the time frame it happened? Were his communication records pulled? If not, that's bad. I agree with that. I mean, if that person was there, he's a lone male. I mean, he should be looked into, and I'm sure he was. I was just asking, in the members only Discord, where did he park? What was he driving? Things like that. Yeah, the timing of it all is very strange. Jackie Phillips, hello all. My first live. Love your work. So thanks, Jackie. I appreciate that. Buster Hernandez is a perfect example of that crime, Sleuth. Here's a very good point by Jessica Robin Riley. Sleuth, didn't KK send Libby money? Yes, this would be another point over on the side of leaning that KK had some knowledge or knows who this killer could be. Was the fact that, yes, he's catfishing a whole bunch of people. He's been doing it for a long time. I think he even crossed paths with Libby prior to all this through Instagram in 2016, so he's casting out this large net. But he's not sending money to all of these people. According to the transcript, of his interview with law enforcement once he was finally arrested in 2019. I think August 19th to be exact. That's the only time they make mention of it. We have the Anthony Shots money going to Libby. Why are they sending her money? Out of all of the people that you're catfishing, and we know you don't have the money to send them all, because we're talking, he's saying he's on 2 phones, catfishing multiple people, according to what he says. We know if he was sending money to all those people, he would really have to live the lifestyle of Anthony Shots, the Ferraris and all of that shit. He would literally have to really have that kind of money. So that means out of all of the people that he's catfishing, he's sending Libby money. Why? Why her? Out of all the people that he's catfishing, she's killed and he's communicating with her the day of. So out of all of the people that he's victimizing, the one that ends up being murdered brutally, he's also sending money to her. What are the odds of that? What are the odds of the person that introduced Libby to him also is related to the family with the ski mask incident? So to me, that's the connection. Are there holes there? Yes. Just check, no school on President's Day. Yeah, that's the part of the story that might be false. Law enforcement, maybe he just didn't really know all of the story. He's like, oh, somebody coming home, and there's this guy, with a ski mask. Sleuth, I was told by a local that BG better hope he gets caught before the family gets him first. Seriously. Those are the vibes I got when I saw Richard Allen jumping. Like, oh shit, it's Mike. It's Derek. They're coming for me. It's Doug Carter. I have the Eye of Apophis. Didn't law enforcement request info on the car parked at CPS from 9 to 5? If true, how does Richard Allen driving by at 127 make sense? It was from noon to 5, not 9 to 5. But either way, that's still a good point. But I think more it was to cover a timeline of people that were there. Almost as if you were there from noon to 5, did you see anything? I think it was more of that than the actual vehicle was there from 12 to 5. Arch Lux says, I have Apophis 12 to 5, just a general time range. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Kate says 12 to 5. I think what I have Apophis is confusing it with is Brad Heath's testimony of another vehicle that made him think if somebody like a fisherman was there at 9. I believe he said 9 o'clock. Melissa says none of it makes sense. I have Apophis. I stand corrected. 12 to 5. Isn't 1:27 p.m. between 12 and 5? Yes. But an hour and a half after 12. Is being so quiet, it's very unsettling. I really have a broken heart for him. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Doug. He's just a PR guy. I'm working my ass off to get the ski mask report. Yeah, that's part of the Delphi case. I don't think that you're going to have access to that. You might have access to a call record, maybe. Brad Heath stated there was a car parked there alongside the roadway earlier that morning, though. Yep, and that's what I was referring to. Exactly. I think that's what he was getting both of those mixed. And I think it is valid to bring that up. That's why I wanted to know what McCain was driving. And if he's driving something, what the hell is he doing parking near the CPS building where Richard Allen was parked? Would be my question if he parked over there. Joey says, Sloot, the reason he sent her money was to help her get to the bridge. We will all see Ashley Garth, but a hit on Libby because the bunch of them are scumbags. They all thought they would get more. It's a good theory, only because I don't think that the motivation was sexual for the killers. I think it was something else, but I don't know the connection between Ashley. I don't know. I know there's rumors, the revenge, and her connection to Libby's father. I just don't. I haven't been able to track all that down. I don't know how much to lean on that. I have nothing to hold to jump on that side of the table. But yeah, it will fill in that void. Like, what the hell is the motivation? Well, revenge. And they never thought it would turn into this. And what else do they use staging for? Shock value, right? So we can say they were using it for revenge, and if there's no sexual assault, why the staging? If not to mislead investigators, okay, shock value to shock somebody. So if it's out of revenge, it's like, look, man, we warned you. Here are the consequences. And if there is like an Ashley Garth connection, that throws Garrett Kurtz right in the mix, who has a long relationship, family relationship with Logan and knowledge of that area. And the first thing FBI profiler said was this killer has a, extensive knowledge of this area, personal knowledge. That would fit with Garrett Kurtz perfectly. So yeah, we definitely won't throw that one out. Good stuff, Joey. See, I think might need your email, homie. Frank Meister Jinx needs your email. DG doesn't attended the presser or court hearings. Judy P. And there was a girl who died, run away from another city, and was found in the woods. Are you thinking of Jordan Sofer? She was not a runaway. But yes, that story does need some attention. Jordan Sofer was found in between Wabash and Peru, near a river, basically in the middle of nowhere. Can you drop a link to the Discord in the members section? All previous links are expired. Yes, Arch. If I forget, please somebody remind me. I'll try to remember for you, Arch. Sorry. That report is MIA. Yeah, I think you might have better luck looking up the call itself, because they might even be off a day. Either the investigator was wrong about her getting off a school bus. Maybe she was getting dropped off, something else. Maybe he was wrong about that part. Or he was just simply wrong about the day, maybe. Not sure. I think it was more the school bus part. People are getting hung up on every word from law enforcement. It's general information at that point of the investigation, collecting an intel they can. Yeah, you can't hang on every word. You can't be too critical when it comes to the information law enforcement's providing. Judy P says everyone says Richard Allen was not a serial killer, but there was another girl killed, runaway, left, forced another city in Indiana. All right, one moment. Looks like we got a call in here. Let me just prep this real quick. Hello, Leslie? Leslie, you're on mute if you're there. We'll come back to Leslie when she figures out her microphone. Oh, she disconnected. Leslie, yeah, you were on mute. So if you want to call back, let me know. You said killers. Return the diamonds. I've never discounted the possibility of Ashley Garth plot to hurt Derek. Yeah, that's there. I mean, what else? There's got to. What would motivate somebody to do a crime like this? And the more that we're learning about Garrett Kurtz and Ray Hainish and what he did to Nicole Bowen, I mean, this dude's like a serial killer kind of now at this point. If there was a connection, and we know that Libby's, he feels guilty. I don't know if it's because he was there, which would drive me insane. He was there. We know that the muddy and bloody guy was seen on 300, and we know that Libby's father was there with his sister at that exact moment. So that could be eating him up inside, or maybe it's a part of the story that we don't know, that he's told investigators, like, yeah, there was threats of revenge against, either me cooperating early on or something along those lines, which the record does indicate in 2014 and 15, there were some things like that going on. So could be. I have Apophis says, good luck finding a police report. I don't think it exists. If it exists, it's definitely part of the Delphi case. And I don't think you would have access to that. It's not a public record. Judy Bodine, what do you think about James Chadwell? He's so creepy. Yeah, he is creepy. There's a couple arrest reports of him. I think there's one specifically. He did a beer run, and the place where he did a beer run is like right up the street from the Klein residence while they were living there. So they could very well run in the same circles. Chadwell reminds me of those creeps with the basements and the chains. You have these missing people that come up, and sometimes when they're found, they're chained up in a basement or something, And then we have cases of that one woman who was, I think she was a prisoner for like 15 years. You guys remember that? And one day she just escaped, and everybody was like, yeah, I mean, we had barbecues with that guy. We had no idea he had a freaking captured like woman in his home. Cold Truth says Ray's family was told Garrett Kurtz will not be present in the hearing on the 3rd. Video conferencing him. They're bummed. Yeah, they need justice on that. Mel, how do you feel about Garrett Kurtz and his relation or his possible involvement in the Delphi case? All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes. Tangible? Tangible connection to Ashley Garth and the female players, or I'm sorry, and the Delphi players. Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, the person that they were looking for in the Delphi murders before Richard Allen was arrested was somebody with knowledge of that area. They asked, why Delphi? Why Abby and Libby? Why Carroll County? But I'm sure the first question was, why the Monon High Bridge, and why Ron Logan's property near the bridge? Well, it's because somebody had knowledge of it. You're not going to have somebody that just pulled over off the side of the road to take photos for the first time, dragging somebody down into Ron Logan's property. Even he was like, man, I don't know how the hell they even got here. Like, to me, that was the hardest part for him to understand. He's like, how did they even get here? Somebody had to bring them here. Well, he didn't plead. You mean plead out as in pleading guilty? Yeah, I mean, that's the only way he's going to close that case. But why close it? Did they say, well, it's not going to change your punishment? You're still going to get the same amount of time. Or is it like, hey, we need to get this finished up and then all your rewards will be over here later? Kevin says Garrett Kurt's mom said the BG pick looked like him. Judy says, I have questions. Yeah, shipping containers. Cold Truth says, my thing with the revenge theory involving DG is that the players have changed at least 3 times since I first heard it, yet it's the same story. I still don't see the connection. I never heard that they were dating. And you have to make the jump from not only were they dating, but there was, I guess, a child or yeah, it's like a whole soap opera storyline. But as far as revenge, could be the motive. I think Garrett Kurtz was like 6'1". I could be wrong. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more comments and then we're gonna get out of here, guys. Hey, what's up, Grizz? Support with Steffa. Good to see you. Culture says he has knowledge of the area. He's a killer. He knows Logan, and he has people in his life that would help him cover up the crime after the fact. I wonder if he has any connection to Richard Allen whatsoever. Has anybody been able to make that connection? Judy says, if it was planned, why did have special place he parked his car and took special route back? Which means, yeah, it was definitely premeditated, in my opinion. He was parked strange at the CPS building. He walked by potential victims. The witnesses reported seeing him, walking with a purpose, walking quickly like he had to get somewhere. And where did he go? The bridge. Jinx with the $5 super chat funding Sleuth's incognito visit to Delphi. Yeah, we do have a Chicago trip planned here in the future. Not in the near future, but I'm sure I could sneak away for a day. Ruckus says, I'm off like a prom dress. Later, Sleuth. Have a good one. Always good to see you, Ruckus. Cold Truth says, Garth failed the drug test and was made to serve her sentence in jail that was commuted to probation. Her family had custody of her son, so I don't see a revenge plot with her and Garrett. I heard she lost a child or something. Yeah, that was part of the plot, right? Yeah, something about a child. So I guess that throws that out the window. Tech Death says I sent you music. I did receive something. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I'll look at it today. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that, Tech. Arada says Chicago was fun. Sleuth, you do you. I'll wait for you to post a video or do a live. You got it. Yeah, Ruckus is funny. All right. Shout out to all you guys who put up a super chat, super sticker, or hanging out at the merch shop. I got 5 stars still. Not one bad review from any of people that have made purchases. My Cash App. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. She lost her shoe. She lost her kid after she went to court. Nope, she has now since she'll be in prison for 48 years. That is a hell of a point. So if anybody took anybody from anybody, it was her, from herself. Oh, thank you, Return the Diamonds. I'll do that first thing. Thank you so much. Lisa says, it did bother me how whiny Garrett Kurtz was on Facebook about Ashley. Yeah. She was his scapegoat to commit crimes. Like, oh, she tormented my mind, so I became a murderer. No, you allowed a girl to torment your mind because you were already a murderer. Your mind was already tormented. I have Apophis says the story was that DG snitched on AG as a confidential informant. In the fallout, she lost custody. Yeah, that's the story. Hey, what's up, Boston? Says AG lost her kid for being a meth freak. That'll do it. All right, guys, that's it. That's going to do it for today's morning conversation. I want to thank everybody who participated. If you're part of the replay crew, drop a comment. Anybody who's here today, feel free to take a look at the comments and respond. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Shout out to everybody who left a super chat or a super comment, and Vanessa for hitting up the merch shop this morning. That was awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.